Quit your crying, it's going to be okay. We may only have 5 hours till con, but run out to Walmart, or the dollar store, or wherever's open right now and get your stuff, get it done, and let's go. Hey guys, Colby here from Shadow Dancer Cosplay. 28 days. We are at 28 days, and yesterday I told you all that I would give you some tips and pointers on cosplaying on a super cheap budget. Let me tell you how super cheap your budget can be. Trash. I would like to point out that my hair is not greasy. I got rained on walking back up to my house, so it's like dried funny. And I haven't taken a hairbrush through it, and it's super curly right now because it got wet. So, it's got a nice little texture thing going on. I like it. You can do a lot with cardboard. And not just cardboard, but pop boxes, soda can boxes, Coca-Cola boxes, Pepsi boxes, Mountain Dew boxes, whatever you call it. Those boxes that the cans come in, you can do a lot with that. In my first year, I did a Lust cosplay that my sister will actually be taking over this year. She will be Lust on the Friday to go along with my Ed Elric. So she will be Lust. But anyway, back to the Lust cosplay. That entire cosplay cost, I think, costed me $25. Now, that's not including the grape gold roll of electrical tape, but I had already had that and I needed it for other things, so I don't count that into the cost. So the cost is, all I count into the cost are the gloves, the paint, the dress, and the wig. The wig was the most expensive because I think it was $7 at Walmart. I only got a really cheap, very shiny wig. But it still looked pretty good, so that was all that I bought. Okay, and I did have a thing of Halloween makeup. One of the great big old ones for like $5, I think, but it was still only about $25. The dress I had gotten at Goodwill, and then me and my mom re-sewed it because I don't do strapless dresses. I don't have the assets to keep them up right now, or the way to keep them up. And back then I didn't have all this cosplay knowledge that I do now, like all the little tricks and tips and stuff like that. Now I do, and if I ever do decide to do another Lust cosplay, it will be a lot better, which every year your cosplays get better. That's besides the point. Anyways, so I was talking about trash and Lust. Lust's fingers! Those long claw things! I made with a pop box, a Coca-Cola box to be precise. Cut that bitch out, well, first I wrapped it around my finger, took electrical tape to it, and built off of there, cut some holes in this glove, shoved them through, and they were some pretty awesome claws that I was super proud of. Was it this hand? It was this hand because I'm right-handed and I couldn't make it. I was new to it, okay? I just took this idea and ran with it. I was like, yes! But this is my example. That trash, this, was one of my favorite cosplays because even though it wasn't too good, I had a lot of people complimenting me on my cosplay. And it made me feel good and want to be better. Let's get back into cosplaying on a very cheap budget. Now, Walmart is my major place to go to get my big items. Foam. Now, this is a scrap piece, but just this thin foam right here is amazing. It can do a lot. You can stack it up on top of each other to make it thicker. I enjoy playing around with it and giving it some, painting it and giving it some leather effects. I love sewing with it. It's so easy to sew with. And if you don't have the means to sew leather and you want something that looks leather, this foam, this cheap little foam you can get at Walmart, get it. Now, downside, it does tend to rip easy. But that's why you gotta kind of learn your way around a glue stick. I don't currently have a glue gun down here. I run on about whatever the sun can give me. Right now I'm not making a whole lot of power because it is still rainy outside. But I run on solar energy and I don't have enough batteries to store up enough to feel comfortable to bring all my cosplay stuff down here, all my hot glue guns, stuff like that. Things that get really hot tend to use a lot of energy, so I like the candle and stick method, which is very West Virginia, I know. But my mother raised me to know how to use a glue stick and duct tape, so I was kind of already molded into the cosplay life before the cosplay life chose me. I don't even think it chooses you. The ground just opens up and you get swallowed whole, and that is, to me, really beautiful. Let me tell you about this amazing place, this beautiful, glorious place. Thrift shops. Goodwill or just local thrift shops, which if you can go, if you have local, locally owned thrift shops, please go to those because those are usually generally better about helping your local community than a Goodwill does. That's not saying that you won't find something amazing at Goodwill. I have found all kinds of stuff at Goodwill. Any thrift shop, don't be afraid of thrift shops. Nobody's going to make fun of you because you went to a secondhand store and found something and made it awesome. You went out and you found you something that worked. It absolutely worked, and you saved money, because that's all that it matters, is that you saved money. You have more money for the fun stuff that you came to the con to get. Figurines, food, oh, food, glorious food and snacks and drinks and oh. But that's what I'm talking about. Don't forget the plushies. Plushies. Don't forget those plushies. You saved money for plushies. But that's what I'm talking about. Go out to these thrift shops. Find something that can be reworked. Changing the shape of something is not as hard as it thinks, especially if you have somebody willing to help you pin and mark where you're going to cut and sew or glue. It works, and you can find all kinds of pieces. My first two real official cosplays, Lust from Full Metal Alchemist and Tamaki from Oron High School Host Club, were 90% thrift store. But I found the jacket, I found a tie, I found pants, well, I found pants at Walmart. But I even found a thing, a ribbon at Goodwill, and then I found the dress, and it happened to be just in my size for that year. The next year I gained weight and kind of busted the zipper on it trying to put it on again because I thought I was skinny again. Last year I was not. Let's be honest here. You can repurpose old shoes. You can make coverings for shoes. It's not that hard. There are all kinds of tutorials, whether it be videos or pictures or walkthroughs, all over the internet. Because when it comes down to it, yes, making it is stressful. Oh, I have cried over my automail arm so much. But when it comes down to it, that Friday, when I walk through those doors, no, before that, when I put on my cosplay full for the first time with makeup and the hair, just the full outfit, and I am ready to go, that is the best feeling in the world. And okay, that's another reason why I love the cosplay community, because we realize how much hard work goes down into even the cheapest made cosplays. Time, effort, and probably blood, sweat, and tears went into it, and it's a great feeling to get it done, to be proud of yourself. To look at something and say, I do that good, or I at least do that decent enough that somebody likes it somewhere, somebody. The one thing to remember is somebody somewhere is thinking to themselves, man, I want to be at least as good as them, or I want to be as good as them, even if you know how to hand sew. Somebody out there doesn't know how to hand sew, wish they could hand sew. I'm a pretty decent drawer, and people tell me all the time that they want to draw like me or wish they could draw. People tell me they wish they could sew and create, and just remember that no matter where you are in life, how good, how bad, there's always going to be somebody who wishes that they were on your level. Somebody is always going to look up to you. And that should be your real driving point, to show that these other people's that, hey, if you put your mind, if I can do this, you can do this. And that's why I'm here right now talking about cosplay budget, because if I can do this, you can do this, and I do this on a super tight budget. So anyways, let me give you some examples of some foam. Now for something you'll really like. Here's a piece of my automail. I'm still really learning how to detail paint when it comes to 3D objects. Learning how to use watercolors has really helped me when it comes to painting techniques and stuff. So here's the arm. And I really love those rust pieces. And this comes from this metallic paint that I'm using. I messed up and put way too much on a piece, but it turned into a pretty decent, see, here is some leather that I'm working on. Still needs detailed. That's not bad. I'm not going to show you all the rip, but I used too much paint and it caused this really bubbly effect. So I took that and kind of made a rust look to it. And it took away from that frustration of, oh, this looks like crap now, to, oh, this looks like character. So anyways, that's all I have for today. I don't want to make these videos too long, and they're probably already too long, but I don't care because I'm a rebel. So tomorrow, I don't really have an idea yet, but we will work on it. Anyways, we're 28 days out. Tomorrow, March 27th. I will see you all then. Bye!